Hey everyone, how's everyone doing this Sunday, or wherever you may be? Today we're going to be discussing Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulley, and this book was just absolutely phenomenal. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's just it's a book that definitely will stay with you, and everyone that I know that has read it loved it. Like it's everyone like amazing. But anyway, let me go ahead and read the little synopsis that's here that I have. Just to like, if you haven't read it, you get a gist of what it's about, even though we're going to be discussing it full on. Hey, Bree. Okay. So it says 18-year-old Donis Fontaine has never quite fit in, both in her hometown and on the nearby Ojibwe reservation. She dreams of a fresh start at college, but when family tragedy strikes, Donis puts her future on hold to look after her fragile mother. The only bright spot is meeting Jamie, the charming new recruit on her brother Levi's hockey team. Yet, even as Donis falls for Jamie, she senses the dashing hockey star is hiding something. Everything comes to light when Donis witnesses a shocking murder, thrusting her into an FBI investigation of a lethal new drug. Reluctantly, Donis agrees to go undercover, drawing on her knowledge of chemistry and an Ojibwe tradition or traditional medicine to track down the source. But the search for truth is more complicated than Donis imagined, exposing secrets and old scars. At the same time, she draws concerned with an investigation that seems more focused on punishing the offenders than protecting the victims. Now, as the deceptions and deaths keep growing, Donis must learn what it means to be a strong Anishiwe. I can't pronounce the name. I do not want to butcher that. And how far she'll go for her community, even if it tears apart the only world she's ever known. Firekeeper's Daughter is an electrifying thriller layered with a rich exploration of the modern Native experience, a reckoning of currents and historical injustices, and a powerful celebration of community. So, even with that synopsis, it gives you a big old breakdown of what it's about, but there's still so much that is going on within this book. Like there is also content warnings. You have drug addiction, drug use, selling drugs, a scene of sexual assault, abduction, grief, loss, exposure to violence, so, gun violence, and also racism. So there's also content warnings within this book that I just wanted to give you a heads up about. But let's see who's in the chat. Loved it, 5 star. Hey, Ulysses, gave 5 star. Yeah, it was definitely a 5 star. Um, when I first was reading this and knowing more about Donis, like first off, I love the name Donis. It's beautiful, and just how her story begins, especially when she wants to go to school for like medicine and mostly for plants and use of plants and stuff like that. I found that very fascinating. Now, she is biracial and she pretty much it was during she was conceived during, her mother was a teenager as well as her dad. Um and so she still has a connection with the tribe Ojibwe. Hopefully I'm saying the tribe name right. If not, I do apologize. I do not mean to offend anyone. Um and she still has connections with them, but she is not registered. I honestly, I had no idea that like that was the process of things. Like I heard about it, but I didn't know in depth of what it was like, how to be registered, how to become part of the tribe and stuff like that, like and the complexity of it all. I really had no clue. I had no knowledge about it. I definitely want to still educate myself on it, because I find that that's very important. You self educate yourself, whatever it may be. But with her, like, I found Adonis like a really like a great character in this book. And then we're introduced to her brother Levi, which I don't know. Like, we didn't know much about him, but he just didn't give me a good vibe, if that makes sense. Like, what do y'all think? Like, I don't know. He just seemed, like something was up from the get go. But maybe some other people, didn't get that feeling. But he seemed really just standoffish a little. Um, but let me see. I have my notes here. So, um, And when I mean biracial, her mother is white. So just to throw out there, her mother is white, and then her dad is native, with native heritage. So that's how she has that connection with her native heritage, and her aunts and stuff like that, which I love that. I really enjoyed that part of her connection. Hello, ladies. I give it 4 stars. Oh, 4 stars. I have to hear what your thoughts about it though. Why 4 stars? I got to hear it. Right. Levi wasn't a well-developed character in terms of knowing him, but I didn't get a good vibe from him either. Yeah, it's just the sense was just off. I wish we did get to know more about Levi. Maybe we would maybe have a better understanding of, his reasoning for it. Like he gave his reasoning, but I feel like it was deeper than that for his actions. His reactions were actually very scary. Yeah, I agree. They were really scary. I really agree. I just love the fact how in this book it talks how the richness of the culture, about the history and the language of Donis's people, and how it's just woven into the narrative. Like I just love that. Now, as far as her friends, like I can't imagine seeing my one of my best friends being killed in front of me. Um, all the gist of it all is about drugs, and this book is realistic, and it's still all this stuff about drug use in the native community is still a thing. It's still a huge problem. A lot of people, especially in the media, they do not really discuss it. They don't. Especially women are also missing, um, and they don't show it on the media, social media, or nothing whatsoever. But I feel like, we talked about this, on my reading sprints on Friday, how it's up to us to share it with everyone, because social media is powerful. And if the actual media on TV doesn't do justice, then we do it. Um, so yeah, let's see. Some might say the author did too much, but it needed to be too much. She gave so much information about the things that are plaguing the community. Right. Um, I don't I wonder why they said it was too much. Maybe it was too revealing. I don't know. Maybe there was some secrets or something that she probably shouldn't have written in this book. I'm not sure. I don't know the rules. I'm sure you can't really say too much, about the community because it's their community and it's private, but I don't know. Maybe that was it. I'm not sure. Like I said, I still need to educate myself on some things. So I remember that in the beginning, and maybe it was just the audiobook. It dragged a bit. I think it was actually a 4.5. Let me check my story graph. Okay. Yeah. Like I gave it 5 stars. Like I'm glad there was some type of love interest between Jamie and Donis. But he was also weird too until we finally realized like he works for the FBI. He's a cop. Like and the fact that she had the courage, how Donis had the courage to become a CI, a confidential informant, that was really brave. Because 9 times out of 10, CIs they end up dead. And that was really brave of her because she wants to protect her community. She wants to protect the people that she cares about and that she loves. And the fact that she saw her best friend just get killed by her boyfriend was just, yeah. I feel like that put fire under her, saying like, I need to do this. And then we know more about, like, she's a hockey star, and we know more about her and her body, like how her body is numb. And I thought that was a really big reveal because it kept saying like her accident, but I was like, wait, what happened? And then how she went into surgery thinking that if she got the surgery done, her body will go back to normal. She'll be having the ability to feel, and also play hockey again. But that didn't happen. And that's also a realistic situation because, the doctors, when you go to the doctor and they, say like, yeah, you can get this surgery, but there's a chance that it might not work, and that's the risk that you take. So it's just like life in general, there's tons of risks that you have to take. I wish there wasn't a lot of risk, but It is what it is, but I felt bad for Adonis. I know she just loved hockey, and I also think that since her dad was a hockey star, I think she felt some type of connection with him, you know? So she gave information on culture and tradition. She showed the connection Adonis has with nature. The author touched on the relationship between those that are registered and live on the res versus those. Gotcha. Those are those that are living off the res. Okay. Nope, I gave it an even 4. Can't wait for the next book by the author. Yeah, same. Like I saw the cover of the book and it was beautiful. I really do. I will continue on reading books by Angeline Boulley. The fact that she feels closest to her dad when she's playing hockey. Yeah. And I think like I'm starting to love books that are realistic and they have lessons that like yeah, don't get me wrong. This is like it's fiction. It's like young adult, but then again it's not because it's still a real thing. And I like books like that because it educates you and it reminds you of things that's happening in the world today and how especially her trying to have a connection with her father. I think a lot of us do that. If it's not our father, it's our grandparents or someone we love or dearly or close to, your aunt, whoever it may be. You want to do something to keep their memory alive because you didn't really have, didn't get to be with him that long, you know? And I think we always want to hold on to that. Um, Donis was a complex character and was written really well, honestly. Yes, I agree. Um, I want to say, like, with her, we had a great connection with Donis. I wish we even had a more of connection. Like, I wish we had more, but she went through a lot in this book through loss, grief, and then her brother just like I know I'm going crazy with this live discussion, but it's just this book takes you on an emotional roller coaster. Like the fact what her brother was doing, like what he did. I'm like, bro, this is your sister. What are you doing? And then like Donis's like Levi's mom, I was like, whoa, I did not see that coming. Like I did not see that coming. And she was confessing to her, like, yeah, I did this and this to him, so I pretty much get pregnant. And I'm like, wow. Wow. It was just mind blowing. Mind blowing. And then with the sexual assaults of what's that dude name? I blocked it out of my head because I was like, I can't. I can't. But he raped her. I was like, man. And her brother didn't even care. That's another thing. I'm like, did you truly love your sister? Because it seems like you were very protective of her when it came to her boyfriends and whoever she was with. But like she was raped and you don't care? I'm like, yeah. I would like, you're not my brother. You is not my brother. Yeah, yes, that was telling Lisi's. Yes, I also want to say it was implied that she was better than Levi even at the playing hockey. True. True. She was the shit. Is that she just got hurt and she couldn't play anymore. And we know that bothered her because even though she knew that her body was numb, she still went out there and played for one of the girls that, one of her friends that was killed. I think was her name Heather? I don't remember. But it was like a foundation for her, and so they were playing a hockey game. And he tried to play her at the end. Right. Right. I think that also, like I said, I mentioned the love interest with Jamie and her. I really do. I enjoyed that. I think it gave the book even like something extra, as well. I felt so horrible during that scene. I couldn't believe it was playing out on screen. Right? I couldn't believe it either. I'm like, wow. And the fact that she's not the only girl that he had done this to. He done it to her friends as well. Um, and they were it was hard. Like I had to put the book down for a little bit when that scene, when I was reading it, I'm like, wait, I gotta put this book down because it just breaks my heart. Like, people feel they have the power. They feel like that's okay to do that and be nonchalant about it like it's nothing. Like that, oh, man, I'm getting teared up just thinking about it and just talking about it. Man, on page, yeah. Hello, everyone. This was a 5-star for me. It didn't feel YA to me. Right, it didn't. It didn't feel YA. It felt like adult to me. It was a great combo of romance, family drama, and action. Yes. Wasn't it Robin? I think it was Robin. I think you're right. It was Robin. Is your baby okay? Yes. Is everything okay? What happened on Friday? I hope everyone's okay. Just let us know. But I really enjoyed this. And I also like the fact that she was able to get registered. But I know that she had a little bit of she was hesitant to do so. And it's just also sad how she still felt like an outcast, even amongst, her family and stuff. She still felt like an outcast. And I think there are times in our lives where we feel like we are. I know there was, like, for me, I felt like I was an outcast. Like, I was different from, like, I don't know. I think there's some people have a sense, or we all may have a sense of feeling like we're outcasts, and not feel like we're part of something. And I also feel like maybe that's another reason, not only like a reason why Donis became a CI. Because yes, she had lost her friends, but she also felt like it was her responsibility, even though she still felt like an outcast. And she took action. And I like that. She didn't just sit back anymore. Like, she really took action, getting down to the nitty-gritty of it all. But I can't believe, like, her brother just was trying to frame her and stuff. And he was like, "Yeah, you could join me. We can be, like, very powerful." I'm like, "What? What's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you?" The way the author was able to interweave all these stories together. Yeah, that is a skill. When you're able to interweave all the stories together, that is a skill. And it was beautifully, beautifully done. Well done. Okay, but I felt it was sketchy when they pushed for her to register. In the end, it kind of was. Yeah. Do you think it was, like, genuine? Like, I don't know. Like, that part did get me, like, wondering, was it genuine? Like, why is it just coming up now? Why are you now wanting her to be registered? Like, she could have, I don't know. Oh, Lucy's, thank you. He's okay. I've been monitoring him for concussion. Grateful he walked away from this. His car is completely totaled. He was hit so hard his car spun and took out. Oh my God. A light pole. Oh my God. Well, I'm glad, he's okay. And I'm glad that you're monitoring him. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but I hope he gets better. I know that had to be really hard to go through. So I really hope he gets better. The registration allowed for her to be Levi's scapegoat and not be federally prosecuted. True. But even with the FBI, I thought something was up with the dude, though. Especially when he was, like, saying, "Jamie, y'all can't do this no more. No, you can't do this," which I get. You're not supposed to have a relationship with the person, because you're trying to figure something out, especially with the drugs and the drug use and the people selling drugs. Like, I get it. You can't conflict the two, and you have to put your emotions aside. But I don't know. I thought it was still something, knowing that Donis had someone that she felt connected to, especially after feeling like she was an outcast and didn't belong. I thought that was nice. By being registered, the council would hold her trial, not the government. Yeah. That's why Levi's mom got off. True. Let me see my notes. I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. I know it's Sunday. I know everyone got a lot of things going on. I know for me, I'm also doing laundry. So all my kids' laundry. So it's going to be a long freaking day because I just let their clothes pile up. And yeah, I had to get it done. Let me see, because I tried to do some bullet points. Let's see. How did you feel? How did everyone feel at the end? How did everyone feel towards the end of the book? Like the punishment of her brother and everything, because it starts even like chapter 57, it says 10 months later. Like, how did you feel? Like, you felt like the time, like the all that they did, especially her brother, you think that was the best way for him? Like, the verdict of it all, like him serving time, was it, should he have more time? Like, what was your thoughts of it all towards the end? I really like, I'm glad there was justice. I still felt like, I don't know, still felt like there was something missing a little bit towards the end, but I still appreciated this book. And then about Jamie and stuff. Like, what did y'all feel? Like, what was y'all's feelings? Like, how was y'all's emotions? I know for me, it was all over the place. Gerald, I'm so glad that he's okay. I have to start laundry and clean my room. Yeah, I started laundry and I still have so much to do still. OMG, I felt like no closure at all on the Jamie situation. Right. It left me, and I don't like that. I'm like, can't you give me some type of, like, what happened? You had this connection. You started with them getting to know each other pretty much. Him, like, acting like he's a teenager, or whatever. And then come find out he works for the FBI. And then Jamie and Donna's have this connection, and then just poof. Like, I guess I can only assume that they eventually come together again eventually. But I don't know. I laughed when she said, and I never knew my son's last name, the missionary son. Well, yeah, same. I feel like the end was rushed. Yeah, I feel like there should have been something a little bit more, but who knows? I'm trying to remember what the next book that she's writing is going to be about. My cousins are half native. I have conflicting feelings about public services, police, fire, etc. On one hand, the reservation wants sovereignty, but only until they don't. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like everyone has their motives. That's the one thing. Like, did the FBI really like I don't know. Because the police or whatever, they were just brushing it aside. I don't know. It's like you feel cheated because you didn't have as much of a connection as you would liked. Right. But this was her debut. And just for it being her debut, it's a phenomenal book. A phenomenal book. And I do plan on reading more books by Indigenous authors, especially this coming, in 2023. So we're definitely going to be reading more for the book club. Especially, I'm thinking, especially her new book is going to be a pick. So be prepared because that's going to be a pick for one of the months, probably the month after it releases. That way, if you could have an audio, if you want an audiobook, it should be accessible a month later once it comes out. Same, I felt conflicted in the end because the level of corruption was insane. Yeah. And that makes you like realize this world is filled with corruption. The police department, FBI, like, man, it's filled with corruption. So it's like, how can you even go to them like and feel okay, like confident that they're actually there to help you? That's my concern. Hi, Tanya. Yes, that was it. I felt I was missing something. We should definitely read the next book. We definitely are reading the next book. let me see. I'm gonna actually look it up here real quick. I'll put it on the screen. I don't know what the book is about. So let me see if I can find it. It's called Warrior Girl Unearthed, I believe. Let's see. Hold on, let me share my screen. Yeah. So, Warrior Girl Unearthed. And it says, from New York Times bestselling author Firekeeper's Daughter comes a thrilling YA mystery about a native teen who must find a way to bring an ancestor home to her tribe. Perry Firekeeper Birch was ready for her summer of slack, but instead, after a fender bender that was entirely not her fault, she stuck working to pay back her auntie, Donis, for repairs to the Jeep. Okay, so this is like a continuation. Okay. Thankfully, she has the other outcasts of the summer program, Team Misfit Toys, and even her twin sister, Pauline. Together, they ace obstacle courses, plan vigils for missing women in the community, and make sure summer doesn't feel so lost after all. But when she attends a meeting at a local university, Perry learns about the Warrior Girl, an ancestor whose bones and knife are stored in the museum archives, and everything changes. Perry has to return Warrior Girl to her tribe. Determined to help, she learns all she can about NAGPRA. This is the federal law that allows tribes to request the return of ancestral remains and sacred items. The university has been using legal loopholes to hold unto Warrior Girl and 12 other Anishinaabe ancestors' remains, and Perry and the Misfits won't let it go on any longer. Using all of their skills and resources, the Misfits realize a heist is the only way to bring back the stolen artifacts and remains for good. But there is more to this reparation than meets the eye as more women disappear and Pauline's perfectionism takes a turn for the worse. As secrets and mysteries unfurl, Perry and the Misfits must fight to find a way to make things right for the ancestors and for their community. So Donis, she's Auntie Donis. Okay. All right. So that's how there's a connection with Donis. So Donis is an aunt. So wait. So Levi had kids, right? Is that what y'all's conclusion with that? I think that's it. Yeah. Auntie Donis, unless she just calls her auntie and that's not literally her aunt. Yeah, I'm excited for the next book. I really am. That sounds really good, and that we get to see Donis again, and maybe we'll get a gist of what what she's doing now, um, and maybe she's with Jamie. Who knows? That'll be nice to know. Um, Says, yes, I want Jamie's story now. I complain about everything I read being a series, but when I read something I enjoy and it's a standalone, I'm pissed. Right? I'm glad there's going to be some type of continuation. Oh, wow, Jiro, I'm glad that he was able to walk away. It comes out in May. Okay. So I'm thinking in June we'll read the next book. I think that's what we'll do. The book is supposed to be about a character we were introduced to in The Firekeeper's Daughter. So Perry. Do y'all remember a Perry? Or Pauline, her sister, her twin sister? I don't remember. I don't remember a Perry. Maybe I could have missed it and just didn't think anything about it. But, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm trying to think if there was anything else that we want to discuss or bring about. Like I said, I don't want to keep y'all too long. I know everybody's got a lot of stuff, and this is Sunday, so this is when everybody gets their laundry done, resting day or whatever it may be. So I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. But I really appreciate that y'all read this book with me. Y'all are just fantastic. The support is phenomenal. I really do appreciate it. I still am going to be getting those bookmarks. So don't worry, I did not forget about y'all. I still want to show y'all my appreciation. I'm trying to find the perfect ones, but at least from a Black owned business. So if I'm probably going to order them, because I was going to order the ones, but I did not like them. And when I ordered, like I wanted to see how they looked, some of them were broken. So I was like, okay, I can't do this. I'm not giving you all this. No. So I'm probably going to visit some other, go on Etsy and look up some more Black owned businesses that do bookmarks. And I have a couple in mind, so I definitely want to look it up because I do want to give y'all bookmarks for my members because y'all have been so supportive and I do appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Sorry, I can't talk. Oh, it's Donna's aunt's daughter. It's her cousin, but they call her. Oh, okay. See, thank you, Lisi's. His aunt's daughter. Okay, gotcha. When was? I'm trying to remember. When did we? Oh, I'm gonna have to reread it. I'm gonna reread this anyway, regardless, because I want to tab it up. So I'm just gonna reread it, and now knowing, keep that in my mind about Perry, and stuff. So this is Harlem. Yes, everyone was taken to the ER, but everyone from both cars was able to walk away. Yeah, that's just a blessing. I'm glad that everyone was able to walk away. Read my next comment. Okay, I'll read the comment. Me too. We need another story to see what happened with Jamie. Yeah, maybe she will. Maybe she will. Okay, Brandy, let us know if there are any pre-order goodies. Aren't these her aunt's kids that she babysits, the ones that are half Black? Yeah. Now that I remember. But I'm gonna reread it. Because I want to. I want to reread it before we read the next book next year. The aunt's two daughters were twins, and maybe one of the twins. Tanya, yes, it's one of the twins. I'm excited to read the next one. Yeah. So I plan on rereading this and then read the next one. The story sounded phenomenal. It goes more into depth about women that are missing from the community and stuff. So that's pretty good because it touched a little bit of that in this book. It was mostly heavily on the drug use and drugs being sold in the community. So I'm glad we're going to be getting into more of that because, I'm glad what this author is doing and bringing awareness to everyone. I'll probably reread it too. Yeah, because it's been a minute. Because I read it like closer to last month. It was closer to the middle, and so it's like, man, I need to reread this because I'm already starting to forget some of the characters in the book. So yeah, definitely want to read it. I'm really like, I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm so mad that I just read this book because it came out last year, but I'm glad that we finally read it together. Because it's definitely a book that, and the story just stays with you, and you think about things. I think about my family and how my great grandmother was Blackfoot, but we don't have more information. I don't know even where to begin in doing research about that, because a lot of our history was just, yeah, it's taken. Not a lot of history was written down, so for reals. I have the physical copy and just now picked it up, and it was so good, right? So good. I loved every single moment of this book, and I'm glad, like I said, the author is bringing awareness to this. I am going to be reading. Like I said, we're going to be reading more Indigenous authors next year. I made sure of that. And I'll be researching some other Indigenous authors as well. And Jira for the pre-order goodies. Yes, I will let y'all know. I'm always on Instagram seeing what the authors, sometimes certain authors, they'll have little promos or whatever if you pre-order their book and you submit your receipt for when you pre-ordered it, and then they'll give you some little goodies. Like, I think I may have done that for something, and I don't remember what it was. Mm, hold on. I'm always on top of those when for pre-order goodies that they do. Not all authors do it. But let me see. I think it was for it's a new release. Let me see. I think it was for Spice. It was for a different author. It was for Spice Road, which is let me show you what it is before we end the discussion. That was Spice Road, and then the author, I think, had a promo for the pre-order. Let me see. Yeah, her name is Maya Ibrahim. And then here, let me share my screen with everyone. So it is Spice Road, this book right here. And then there's goodies if you go to her Instagram. She has a promo for it. And it's like right here. So if you pre-order it, this is like the stuff that you get. You get like bookmarks and you get like the art prints for Spice Road. And this one comes out closer, I think, in January, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yep, comes out January 24th as well. So yeah, that's a little promo. And her name is Maya Ibrahim. And if you want to pre-order that, you can. And the storyline sounds really interesting as well. It's the first book in an epic fantasy. Let me put this back up here. Yeah, it says the first book in an epic fantasy series for fans of Sabaa Tahir, Hafsa Fasal, and Elizabeth Lim, set in Arabian-inspired land, raised to protect her nation from the monsters lurking in the sands. 17-year-old Imani must fight to find her brother, whose betrayal is now their greatest threat. So that's one book that I definitely pre-ordered because it sounded really good. So yeah, let me see. I read and listened on audio at the same time. It was a great experience. Yes, it was a great experience because I also did that too. I hybrid read it. I'm so glad you picked this. I would never have picked this up to read, at least not this year. I appreciate it. Like Bree was also helped me a little bit because she mentioned that she's gonna read it. I'm like, oh, I need to read this too. Maybe it should be a book club pick. So she was definitely the inspiration of it all. Y'all, I just got an email from NetGalley about a bunch of middle grades that are available as read for now for some tutor. Oh, you better get on that. Ooh, that cover. Yes, the cover is gorgeous. Never heard of that book. Yeah, it's definitely comes out in January, and I'm looking forward to reading that. Two of your book picks are in my top 3 of this year. Neither were on my TBR. I told you if I hit mega bucks, I'm sending you a credit card to order me everything you order yourself. Yeah, like I'm trying to do better and be more strategic next year on what I pre-order. And since y'all are here, I'll give y'all a little scoop of some books that are on my radar for next year. Of course, the second book to Blood Scion is War Widow by Deborah Fillet. The next one I have here is The Dark Place by Brittany S. Lewis, who written The Undead Truth of Us. And Lone Women. This sounded really interesting, so I wanted to give it a try by Victor Laval. And this is also by an Indigenous author, which I thought we could read next year as well. Sisters of the Lost Nation. This is by Nick Medina. Oops, sorry, y'all. And let me see. One more. I'll give y'all one more. Hmm. Let's see. I already told you about Blood Debts, so y'all definitely got to pick that book up because it's really good. And then I'm thinking also of this book here, which looks, I love the cover. It's Black Candle Women. So yeah, here we go. Spice Road sounds good. I'm going to pre-order. Good. It does sound good. Cool. All right, y'all. I did not want to keep y'all up on here. I know y'all got things to do. I know we were all over the place about this book because there's so many good like things happening in this book that's great to discuss. And I know we were jumping from this place to this place, but sorry, I tend to do that a lot. So I do apologize for that. Blood Debts Ari on the TBR. Yes. Blood Debts by Terry J. Benton Walker. Make sure y'all pre-order. It comes out in April. So make sure y'all get on that one. That's a book that you don't want to miss out on. Oh, I have the last one added already. Gotcha. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you all for coming and joining me on this live discussion. We will be reading War of Prophecy in next month. So that's going to be a good, I feel like it's going to be a great book. It's the first book, and I think in a series. And I thought we could start with that one. And then, of course, the next book in February is Night Crawling by Leila Motley. So, yep. But I think we're going to end this discussion. Once again, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all are the best. I really really do appreciate y'all and the support that y'all have been giving me. But I will end this. I will catch y'all later. I might do an impromptu reading sprints, not today, but probably maybe Tuesday or something. So we shall see. But thank you all once again. Thanks. Increase my TBR. Sorry. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm just running in. Dang, I'm late. It's okay. We were just talking about Firekeeper's Daughter, but it was a great discussion. We're gonna end it, but I'm probably gonna do. I gotta do tons of laundry, Brie. Like I'm so behind, so I'm doing all my kids' laundry right now. Bye, Brie. Have a great day, everyone. Brie. But yeah, I'm about to end this live discussion. Thank you all once again for coming, and I'll catch y'all later. Bye.